The goal of this seminar is for you, the content creator, to not tweet, Instagram, or Facebook any updates until you have a very clear understanding of who you are, what you offer, and who your customer is. Without really understanding that, people start tweeting, they start posting stuff, and they start attracting followers or they start attracting fans to their Facebook page, and then they realize none of these people are active, none of these people are converting, they're not buying my movie, they're not whatever that you want them to do, because you're attracting the wrong people, because you're using the wrong voice, because you don't know who you want to really attract. So you have to go through an analysis process of that. First up is you need to know who are you, and I don't mean you as a person. It could be you as a person if you're the star, if you're the product, then it could be you as a person. But it's also you as a company, you as a service, you as a product, if you have a specific product. So who are you? You need to define it. So I'll give you examples for Digimedia Dude. I'm a content creator focused on content creators. So I create content, and I create content for content creators. And anytime I do anything for Digimedia Dude, that's what I have to stick to. I can't do anything else, because then I will go out of focus, and then I'm gonna attract people that ultimately will not convert and buy my long-form tutorials where I can make money, right? So once you know who you are, then you can become really focused on how to attract those people. Then you need to understand who are your potential customers, more generically speaking. So if you're, let's say you're making a movie about gaming, then your customers, your potential customers, possibly could be gamers. It could be comic book readers, because maybe a lot of comic book readers are into gaming. You need to define who are your potential customers. So for me, filmmakers, photographers, writers, social media experts, bloggers, podcasters, web designers, YouTubers, all these people create content. And I'm providing them ways to create better, quicker content by providing them with very succinct and to-the-point tutorials. Okay, then you need to look at who are your influential customers, because these are the people that are going to help you push your product, service, or even you or your movie. So if, for example, you're doing a movie on gamers, right, then identify a really famous gamer online and try to reach out to them. And the best way to always do it is try to say, hey, I want to interview you. And everybody, doesn't matter how famous you are or how not famous you are, people love to be interviewed, and they just love to get podcasts and pass it on to the people. So identify who are your potential influencers that you can reach out to when you're ready to create marketing campaigns. And then reach out to those. And influencers could be people with large following in your particular sector, right? And maybe it's not the 10 million people followers, but maybe it's 3,000 gamers that follow that person, and they do everything that person says. I have 2 kids, teenagers. They play video games all the time. They follow these YouTubers. That anything they say, it's like God spoke to them. And literally, if they say, go jump off a building, but buy this product before you do that, they'll jump off a building and buy the product before they do that. So find those influencers and have them help you market your product or service. In YouTube, I go to the high profilers, the people that are 10 million, 4 million in technology, which is what I do. And I start commenting first so they know that I really like what they do. But then I go to the About section of YouTube, I click on Send Message, and I send them a message. Hey, I have a podcast where I interview YouTubers, how you became as big as you are today for other YouTubers, right? 99% of them don't even answer me because they have 2 million followers. Well, I don't care about those. All I care is just one, even with 10,000 followers, to answer me. I'll get that one. Then I'll get one with 100,000 followers to answer me because the 10,000 follower answer me. And then I'll move my way up until to the point, which is exactly what I did with filmmaking webinars, my previous company. I started it with absolutely no followers. Nobody wanted to present because the whole model was to get presenters to present, and I would pay them and I keep a cut. Nobody wanted to until one person did, then another person did, and then I ended up building it from 0 students or followers to 30,000 before I sold it. But ultimately, it takes work. There's no magic formula. If you ever see a link on the web that says, get 10 million followers today, ignore it, because it's a bunch of BS, including especially the Twitter ones that they promise you to bring you tons and tons of Twitter accounts. A lot of those accounts are going to be like 1 or 2 followers, or maybe no tweets. It's just fake accounts. On Twitter, start following people. Everybody loves to follow you back. Just follow people. I was surprised. I have one follower that has like 100,000 followers that followed me after I followed them. You know, just do it. You know, worst that happens is they don't follow you back. You know, but it's really simple. And then retweet. It's extremely important to retweet. So if you see a really cool article, and be genuine, don't just retweet anything. I mean, really, if you're into most, you know, this is the long tail, right? So we're all focused, we're all very passionate about what we do. So you've got to be genuine with your audience. So find really good articles. In my Twitter, I not only tweet about my YouTube videos that I put out, but I tweet news, articles, meaning LAPPG, you know, just everything that has to do with the industry. So do a lot of retweeting, and they'll reply and say, hey, thanks, or they'll retweet the retweet. You know, my competition may look at me and go, oh, you're just really small, but I guarantee you that when I reach a certain number, they're going to start wanting to work with me. Right now, they may not want to do a video with me because I have 300 subscribers. But when I reach 1,000 subscribers, they're going to have a second look. When I reach 5,000 subscribers, they're going to go, well, maybe I should talk to them. When I reach 10,000, they're going to go, hey, do you want to do a video together? Because now they can cross-promote their video, and I hold no grudges. I don't care. I know it's business. So yeah, let's do a video together because I'll get their audience, right? So that's the whole key here. A lot of YouTubers that grow very quickly, they're not boring. They have a personality. Sometimes you may look at them and go, wow, they're really dumb because they act kind of like dorky, but they're trying to appeal to a certain audience, right? Usually teenagers. So you've got to figure out what is that, or I have to figure out what is that entertainment versus education value that I can provide to users to bring in more users. So buyer persona is a detailed description, a very detailed description, not just like somebody that likes movies. Okay, but somebody that likes horror movies that make between $30,000 and $40,000 a year and likes to binge on Netflix on every Friday night. That detailed you have to get. That includes demographics, behavior patterns, I have to fix that, motivations and goals of the type of customer you're trying to attract. Now notice how we went from like just post anything on Twitter to now you need to understand this before you start posting, right? To make sure you're attracting the right people. If you really want to do this and grow your audience, it's an 8-hour-a-day or actually 12-hour-a-day job. Forget everything else you're doing like creating, you know, movies and I mean, it's just focusing on this really if you want to make it. Now, all my tutorials are free, so that means it doesn't cost them anything, right? Wrong. Because even though my tutorials are free, they have to take whatever amount of time away from their schedule to spend time looking at it. So free is never free. The other thing is, I'm providing this for free to you guys, so it costs you nothing, right? Wrong. I'm asking you guys, please subscribe. So I have to make this enticing enough for you to take that action item, that action that I want you to do next. In this case is subscribe to my channel. In the case of a short tutorial, maybe purchase my next big video, which is long form, and you pay for it. So always figure out what is the true cost for the buyer persona, and how do I entice them with benefits to pay for that, whether it's with real money that they have to pay or with their time or with something you're asking them to do. But you got to figure out what are those benefits that'll make them do what you want them to do. In my case, subscribe and watch the videos. All right, don't forget press releases, send out press releases, engage with bloggers through comments, really important. Go to blog sites and start commenting, but don't just comment for, hi, how are you, and make sure your URL is there. Don't do that. Really comment, do value added. Ultimately, is this going to add value, or am I creating trouble here? If it's going to add value, do it. Okay, and this is a rule for life in general, but when you go into a party, you don't walk in and start new conversations immediately, usually, right? You don't go in and just tell everybody everything about your life. You start, number one, by listening. You just walk around and you listen. You don't even engage. You just listen and see, feel it out. See, who am I attracted to here? Not physically, but just, you know, content-wise. Who do I like here? Okay. So you do that. Then once you figure that out, then you engage by maybe engaging in their conversations, right? And then finally, when you feel confident enough that more people know you, then you start new conversations. Use that rule of thumb for social media as well, just like in real life. So anyways, thank you so much for your time and thank you for inviting me.